Throughout history, there have been disappearances that have baffled even the most brilliant minds. From explorers lost without a trace to entire ships vanishing into the vast ocean, some mysteries remain unsolved, leaving behind only questions. What happened to Amelia Earhart, who disappeared mid-flight in 1937? Where did the lost colony of Roanoke go, leaving only cryptic clues behind? And why do people and entire vessels vanish without a trace, often with no explanation? In this video, we dive into the most mysterious disappearances in history, stories that have intrigued and haunted people for generations. Prepare to uncover the unexplained. This is the most mysterious disappearances in history. Today, we will talk about the most mysterious disappearances in history. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to my channel. 1. The lost colony of Roanoke. In 1587, over 100 English settlers arrived on Roanoke Island, in what is now North Carolina. It was supposed to be the first permanent English colony in the New World. But when the colony's leader, John White, returned from England 3 years later, the settlement was abandoned. Homes were dismantled, no signs of violence or struggle were found, and the only clue left behind was a single word carved into a tree: Croton. What happened to these settlers? Some believe they were absorbed into local Native American tribes. Others think they tried to sail back to England and perished at sea. But no remains have ever been found, and the fate of the Roanoke colonists remains one of America's oldest and deepest unsolved mysteries. 2. Amelia Earhart. In 1937, legendary pilot Amelia Earhart set off to become the first woman to fly around the world. But during one of the final legs of her journey, somewhere over the Pacific Ocean, her plane vanished without a trace. Despite massive search efforts, no wreckage, no radio transmissions, no confirmed sighting, nothing was found at the time. Years later, pieces of metal and bones were found on a remote island, but nothing conclusive. Some believe she crashed and died at sea. Others think she survived, perhaps captured by the Japanese or lived under a new identity. Her disappearance is one of aviation's greatest unsolved mysteries. 3. Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. In 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370, carrying 239 people, vanished from radar during a routine flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. No distress signal, no confirmed crash site, just gone. Over the years, small pieces of the plane have washed up along the Indian Ocean, but not enough to fully explain what happened. Investigators believe the plane was deliberately diverted from its course, but they don't know why or by who. Some think it was a hijacking, others say a murder-suicide. A few even suggest a cover-up. To this day, the disappearance of MH370 remains one of the most baffling modern aviation tragedies. 4. The Mary Celeste. In 1872, a merchant ship called the Mary Celeste was found drifting in the Atlantic Ocean. It was fully stocked, perfectly seaworthy, and untouched, except there wasn't a single person on board. The crew had vanished. There were no signs of violence. Food was on the table. The cargo was untouched. The lifeboat was missing. But why would an experienced crew abandon a perfectly fine ship in the middle of the ocean? Theories range from pirates to mutiny to sea monsters, but none fit all the facts. To this day, what happened to the Mary Celeste's crew is one of the sea's most famous unsolved mysteries. 5. The Sodder Children. On Christmas Eve, 1945, a fire destroyed the Sodder family home in West Virginia. 5 of the 10 children vanished that night. The parents believed the children had been taken, not killed in the fire. Why? Because no remains were ever found in the ashes. The fire was too short and not hot enough to have completely destroyed human bones. On top of that, strange things had happened. The family's phone line was cut, a ladder was missing, and a man had recently tried to sell them life insurance while making threats. For decades, the Sodders posted billboards and followed leads, including a photo they received years later of a man they believed was their missing son. But they never got the answers they were looking for. 6. The Bumont Children. In 1966, 3 siblings, Jane, Arna, and Grant Bumont, went to the beach near their home in Adelaide, Australia. Saw the children playing with a tall blonde man, but no one knows who he was. Despite one of the biggest searches in Australia's history, no trace of the Bumont children has ever been found. The case changed the country, leading to new laws about child safety. Every few years, new leads surface, but all end in dead ends. 7. The Diadlov Pass Incident. In 1959, 9 experienced hikers set off into the Ural Mountains in Soviet Russia. Weeks later, their bodies were found in bizarre and terrifying conditions. Their tent had been cut open from the inside. Some of the hikers were barefoot, running into the snow. Some had crushed skulls and broken ribs. One was missing a tongue. Radiation was found on their clothes. What happened? Theories range from avalanches to secret military tests to something more paranormal. Despite several investigations, including one as recently as 2019, no single theory explains all the strange details. The Diadlov Pass incident remains one of the creepiest cold cases in history. 8. D.B. Cooper. In 1971, a man calling himself D.B. Cooper hijacked a plane, extorted $200,000 in ransom, then parachuted into the wilderness of Washington state, never to be seen again. The FBI launched one of the longest manhunts in history, but Cooper was never found. Only a few bundles of cash matching the ransom turned up years later near a riverbank. Was he a skilled criminal who got away? Or did he die in the jump? The mystery of D.B. Cooper is the only unsolved hijacking in American aviation history. 9. The Flannon Isles Lighthouse Keepers. In 1900, 3 lighthouse keepers vanished from the Flannon Isles in Scotland. When a ship arrived with their relief crew, the lighthouse was empty. Everything inside looked normal. A meal was prepared, beds were made, but the men were gone. A logbook later revealed strange notes, severe storms, one man acting strangely, and deep fear. But no storms were reported in the area. Some believe a massive wave took them. Others think there was a fight, or something even stranger. No one really knows. 10. The disappearance of Harold Hol. In 1967, Australian Prime Minister Harold Hol went swimming in the ocean and disappeared. Despite massive efforts involving the Navy, Air Force, and police, no body was ever found. The official cause? Presumed drowning. But Hol was an experienced swimmer. This sparked wild theories that he faked his death, was kidnapped by a submarine, or even defected to China. Though those are almost certainly false, the fact that no trace was found of a sitting world leader remains shocking. 11. Brandon Swanson. In 2008, 19-year-old Brandon Swanson drove his car into a ditch in rural Minnesota. He called his parents for help and said he would walk toward a nearby town. They stayed on the phone with him for 47 minutes until he suddenly said, "Oh," and the call went dead. His car was found, but Brandon was never seen again. Searches uncovered no evidence. His last words suggest he saw something unexpected. But what? What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.